3 reasons why you scare her away. Hi everyone, I'm Apollonia Ponti. I am your dating and relationship coach, founder of ApolloniaPonti.com, and I'm so happy to do this video. This is so important. Make sure you stay till the very end, because the last tip, the 3rd tip that I'm giving you, is such a very important tip on why women get scared away. And me as a woman can tell you this. Like, I know why we get scared away. And let's get straight into it. Tip number 1 on why you scare women away is because you get hot and heavy too fast and you show her that this is only about her, right? So there's a difference here, and I want to be really clear about connection, right? There's a connection and you both are really liking each other and you spend every single day together. Okay, listen. I do think that if you don't slow it down in the beginning, things can get awkward and weird after a certain amount of time. And I see this so much in relationships where the woman is reciprocating, the guy's reciprocating, but they spend every waking minute together since the first day they met, and then one day something just gets weird because it just hits them that they're going too fast. So that's why it's so important to pace yourself. But what I'm talking about here is a little bit of that, but also the fact that what scares women away is when you do become hot and heavy, but you over-reciprocate emotions to her and you are not aware of what she is giving you. Meaning that you are all in. Meaning like you are telling her that you want to be with her the next day and you just want to do everything that you can with her. You want to create this relationship with her and give her this amazing life, and it's just getting too heavy. And you think that this is exactly what she will need. You are the dream guy because you're supplying everything for her. You're giving her the world. You're showing her emotions. You're taking her out on dates. Maybe you're buying her things. Maybe you're doing this. But then all of a sudden she backs away. It's because this is not natural. And you have to understand that, you know, as a woman, like, we need to feel safe as well. You know, I'm just speaking like as a woman to you men is, what magnitudes attraction is when a man gets good at creating a safe balance for us over time. Because what happens here is it shows that he's secure within himself, and he's also trying to figure out who we are. So he's not putting us on a pedestal. He's like, let me see what this girl is all about. I like her, but let me tread lightly until I get to know her a little bit. And opposite is going hot and heavy really fast. It shows a woman that maybe there's something wrong with this guy. And then also, if she's come from a background where she's had relationships like this and it didn't work out, or toxic relationships before, this can be a red flag to her, and so she will back away from you. And this does not work out half the time because of the fact that you became overly emotional with her, and you need to pull back at this point. And I encourage you to watch How to Recover After Being Needy, a video that I made. Next tip is insecurities. All right, so relationships can be our biggest lessons. And understand that when you get in a relationship, sometimes they can bring up our insecurities. What's beneath the surface? What's beneath the surface that we haven't even focused on probably, or healed, or tried to fix within us. And then we start to attach to that person because the insecurity was covered with a band-aid by being with this person because they made us feel this certain way. But also the insecurity was brought up because we love this person so deeply, and the stakes are so high to be with this person forever and to marry this person because she is the best woman that you've ever been able to date or to love. And the stakes are so high that your insecurities rise. And so what's so important about this tip is, and I always talk about this, and gosh, if you guys have been following me, you know how much I talk about this. In healthy relationships, I'm not saying that you have to be 100% healed, but you have to be aware of your insecurities, and you have to work on your insecurities, because when you get into relationships, insecurities can come up. And then when insecurities comes up in relationships, a woman will be scared away by a man that has several insecurities. I'm not saying you can't have insecurities. Everybody in life has insecurities, but you have to be aware of them, and you have to understand how to control them and have the communication and dialogue with your partner if that does happen. And that betters the foundation where you learn and you grow. Healthy relationships don't mean that you never argue, but you learn from your arguments and you move forward and you learn from each other, because healthiness comes from disappointment as well. Remember that. But in this opportunity, I want you to understand, if you are a man that has scared a woman away or she pulled away because of your insecurities, the way you retract this is when you focus on you and show her that you don't need to convince her to be with you anymore, that you are okay with being alone and working on you. And this is how you will reattract her back. Now that I'm getting carried away in that, I want to give you the last tip and the most important tip on why you scare women away. Tip number 3 are these examples. You're scared, you're spying a lot on her, maybe like going through her stuff or her social media accounts. You're focusing on all the bad by doing that. So then you also create expectations with that. But the underlying root with all this, expectations, spying on her, and focusing more on the bad, is because you don't trust, okay? So if you're with a woman right now because she gave you a reason to not trust her, then I would ask yourself, why am I even kind of giving this woman this time if I can't even trust her? But if you chose to forgive her and move on, now that's a different story that I've also made a video about. But in this particular situation, if you're coming in and you're liking this woman and your insecurities arise, like I say, tip number 2, which can be trust, and you start spying and you start creating energy to focus on the bad, you will receive something bad. Because what happens is when you are focusing on something bad within her or your relationship, you compose this passive-aggressive energy about you. And the passive-aggressive energy can allude to an argument and can allude to a hamster wheel of emotions where you're always arguing about something. But then when you talk about it the next day, you're like, what were we even arguing about? And it's like one of those arguments that you're just like, what were we even arguing about? But it happens because there's a lot of passive-aggressive energy that creates a moment for you to just put a lot of expectations, and you're focusing on the bad, that you end up pushing her away because of the insecurities that you are showing. And this is why it's so important, because this is what also creates toxic relationships. And I know that, there's a lot at stake here when you like a woman. But when you like a woman and there's a lot at stake, you date women and you're like, this one girl's okay and she's all right, but then you find a woman that you really like. And these women were here, but this woman is here. And you start to be someone that you don't even know, because you put a lot of pressure on an external outcome and expectations on an outcome that you can't even fulfill because of what you've made up in here. So what's so important is that the way to attraction and authentic attraction is that you focus on you and only you moving forward. And when you do that, you will see that you open up this space to create opportunity with this woman, to create communication with this woman, to create those moments where she can show up as a woman to show you what she wants from you, what she wants from life, what she expects, without having the added pressure of getting hot and heavy fast, without having the added pressure of having a man with a lot of insecurities, because a woman's not going to want to fix that. And lastly, without having that added pressure of focusing so much on the bad and spying on her and saying, who was that guy that you liked to picture yesterday? Well, if you don't trust her, then that's a reason why you guys probably shouldn't be together. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I have an audio seminar that I really encourage you to download. It's called my Overcoming Neediness, Attachments, and Fears seminar. It's over an hour with me, because if this speaks to you, I think this can help you. As always, I welcome your comments, questions, and concerns. And if you are having trouble right now, book a coaching session with me, as I would love to help you one-on-one. As always, I'll see you again in the next video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye.